There's so many twists and turns in life, and there's no one right path. Today's talk is really about what's holding you back from the life that you actually want to live. Like, if we break down this idea of living your best life and going out and doing the things that you're scared of, but you know that you really want to, like, how do we reverse engineer that, and how do we go back and figure out what exactly we need to do and in order to break through any mental barriers, go through any like physical barriers in order to live the life that you really want and dream of. I think one of the biggest things that we all fall into the trap of, and myself included, is that we follow the script. I spent over a decade following someone else's script, going to college and studying something that I really didn't put my heart and soul into, or pursuing a career that I didn't really care for, because I was trying to win the approval of my parents. I was trying to win the approval of society. And that is a common mistake that I think is what holds us back from actually getting what we want out of life. When we want something out of life, it's usually different from what other people want, because we're all unique, we all want something different, and we all have different passions in life, and it takes a lot of time. And I'm not saying that, hey, we're gonna be able to figure out what we actually truly want out of life without actually having go out and experience it. I spent many years struggling, trying to figure out what I actually wanted out of life. I pursued writing, I pursued sales, I pursued project management. I was in the military. I was doing software as a software engineer. I was working in technology companies. I started my own startups and failed. I started my own business, a bike flipping business. I tried many different things, and as I'm getting older and as I take the risk to actually pursue different things, I sort of realize what is not right for me, what is more in line with my passions, and what I ultimately want to spend the rest of my life pursuing. And it's one of those things where you think you don't have a lot of time, but you actually have a very long life. You know, if you're in your 20s or in your 30s, you have at least another 20, 30, 40 years left of your career, of what you actually want to pursue out of life. And to live in a box and in this bubble that other people are placing you in because you're following a script that maybe your parents decided for you. You know, one day your parents are going to pass away, you know, God forbid, but that's reality. You know, death comes for us all. And if we decide to live for our parents and not for ourselves, we're going to end up regretting a lot of the choices that we're going to make a lot further down the road. And I get it. Like, the path of least resistance is doing and knowing a path that is structured and be basically given to you. Go to college, get good grades, go and graduate, get a normal job at the bottom of the rung, and keep climbing, get a manager position, and then go into corporate and do all these things, and one day you retire at 65 and you're golden, right? That is not a path for everybody. And if you're watching this, maybe this resonates with you and you feel like you want something more out of life than the normal 9 to 5, and it's not about being your own boss or being or quitting your job. It's about what you actually want to do out of life and what you want to spend your time pursuing. And if you're in a lucky position and a privileged position to actually try and remove yourself from that situation that you've placed yourself in and actually pursue something that is more in line with what your heart wants, then you should actively pursue it, and you should actually try and improve your situation wherever you are in life. And there's a lot of uncertainty and there's a lot of risk, and you're gonna have to spend some money perhaps, or resources, or your time, your energy, or money, right, to pursue these things that you might potentially want to pursue later down the road and build a potential career or vocation out of. But nothing great comes out of life without a little bit of risk. On the other side of fear is everything that you actually want out of life. You might ask, like, how do I actually do that? Like, how do I actually try and live the life that I actually want to do? Start evaluating what you're interested in, what your passions are. And if you don't really know that, go out and pursue other extracurricular activities. Maybe you like dancing, maybe you like something like the arts, maybe you actually like bird watching, maybe you actually want to start your own business and sell things, or create your own online business, or you like actually talking to people and communicating. But if you don't actually go out and try those things in a small, low stake environment, then you'll never actually figure those things out. And I think a lot of us fall into that trap, and I spent many years falling to this trap, like not actually pursuing what I was interested in and just going for things that quote unquote traditionally makes a lot of money, or is something that is viewed as something of status in the society, and not actually going for what I actually wanted. And nowadays, and I don't know if like 10 or 20 years ago this was even possible, but nowadays people are making money in such a niche and specific ways outside of a traditional 9-to-5 job that is crazy, that we don't actually try and enter in this creator economy and actually pursue our passions and interests, because there are a lot of opportunities out there. And I'm not saying that a lot of us are going to make it, a lot of us are going to fail, just like any other business out there, but to actually give yourself the shot and to give yourself the chance to pursue it is something that you're not going to regret. At least if you failed, you know that you gave your darndest and your effort into it. And if you fail, you fail, and that's just a part of life. So for some of us, I think that we're actually living a life that is a lie to ourselves. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting some value out of it, please, if you can just click the like button and actually subscribe, that would be really helpful, because it helps the YouTube algorithm actually show my content to more people. As always, thank you for watching. And you know, for me, it took me for so many years to actually figure this out and to live a life that I actually wanted and to build it from the bottom up. And that is, for me, traveling around the world. I'm currently in Bogota, Colombia, and it's something that I've imagined for myself 4 years ago, right? To be able to travel throughout the world, to work remotely, to work online. And was there a lot of fear? Hell yeah. Was it breaking from the traditional route? Of course it was. Was it gaining the disapproval of my parents? Absolutely. And did people call me stupid for giving up a high 6-figure salary job in software and technology to pursue something that I actually want? Of course, people call me stupid. They probably still call me stupid. And maybe they're right, maybe they're not. But at the end of the day, it's like you trying to figure out what you want out of life and going forward. Because I'll tell you this, money isn't everything, and money is definitely important. But there's something about waking up every single day excited to pursue and create and develop your skills and actually put something out there in the world and create and to give a laugh or to give some advice and to help other people. That's a totally different game. And it's like the idea of this climbing a second mountain. The first mountain is you're gonna go through life following the script, you know, going to college, getting your degree, going to corporate and getting your 9-to-5 job and making some money. The second mountain, usually when people are in their 30s and 40s, is when they're like, hey, I got the money now, I got somewhat of a stable career, and I kind of realized that, hey, there's actually more to life than actually making money. There's actually more to life than actually doing this all the freaking time and not actually going out there and living life. Life is incredible. I mean, look around you. Like, there's so many places to explore, there's so many cultures to understand, there's so many people that I myself, and many years ago when I started traveling, started exploring the world, was like, holy cow, like I need to actually go out there and grab life by the freaking balls, to actually go out and actually live life and not just follow the script and follow what everyone else is doing. Because hey, you know, everyone's own definition is different, and maybe this is some crazy out there idea, and you know, your own definition of living life is going to be different for you, and it's like your own personal definition of success is going to be different from mine, and that's completely fine. But I challenge you, and I challenge you to say this is, are you actually going out there and grabbing life and living life, taking the horns by the bull, you know, taking horns by the bull or bull by the horns, and not let fear hold you back? Because hey, there might be a whole lot of uncertainty, a whole lot of risk, and you might lose time, energy, and money, but at the end of the day, did you leave it all out on the field? You leave it all in the ring and be like, hey, I gave it my hardest and I gave it my darndest. And I think ultimately that's what life is all about. And if I can do that and I can live my life like that, then I'll be happy. But don't let fear be the thing that holds you back from the life that you truly want.